please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Good morning. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the NBA Bit. And fingers crossed today that the camera, the freezing, all of that got worked out. We spent way too much time on that this morning. So if it's still down bad, I do not know what to tell you. Although I am looking at myself right now. Oh my God, it's freezing right away. I feel like it happened the second I said it. Oh my gosh, I will have a meltdown today. I'm telling you that right now if we are in freeze mode. This is incredible. All right, who do we have in the chat this morning? I see Sneeps. We got Borland here. Boston base. Let's go. Happy birthday to Dino Raja. Yeah, it is even worse, huh? I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on in the StreamYard world. We got Sal Hazari here was watching the draft. Oh, wow, the Knicks suck. Yeah. Tough. Hey, man, this is fun. We had fun basketball last night. We had fun game three actions. Just incredible stuff from our friends in New York and Atlanta, Minnesota, Denver, and then Toronto finally getting on the board. Home court holding, huh? A lot of home court advantage here. I might just tilt to end the stream here if this is going to continue. I don't understand. I don't understand why it's down so bad. I thought we had this figured out. So this is this is unwatchable, I think this is unwatchable, even though I got 20 of you here right now. I don't understand. We got Aaron in the chat. Cox is here. Good to see everybody. I guess let's just share screen and just start getting into it. Maybe it's a faster one. Although I will say that might affect the afternoon streams because we will shut it down. But apparently, if the camera is working, we will have 2 hours of fun this afternoon with our friends Aaron Borland to talk a little baseball. We'll have Boston base. Boston base. We will not have Boston base. We'll have Weisberg to talk a little basketball. Stan in the chat. Hey, Stan, you know what? I can't even make fun of you. You want to know why? Because you came in with the take on Cleveland, and it was right. It was right with Cleveland and Toronto last night. So shout out to Stan Loves. Rare dub for our boy. Let's get into last night, and let's start with Knicks in Atlanta, and then we'll go Minnesota, Denver, and we'll do Cleveland last. So, dude, what a great game. What a great game last night. Atlanta gets the W 109-108 in this one. And it was a fun back and forth game. And Atlanta was kind of in control early and often. And then in the fourth quarter, the thing that makes, we got A1 Andy. Let's go, baby. The thing that makes New York so scary is you get into these fourth quarters and the games are tight, right? The games get tight, and the Knicks just find ways to win. And it looks like that's what we were getting. It looked like that's what we were getting last night. The Knicks got crazy hot down the stretch, and then Atlanta still kind of held on. And I got a crazy stat here from a New York account. Let me give them the credit here at New York Knicks stats. Ready for this, man? Mikal Bridges is the first player with 0 points, at least 4 turnovers, and a plus minus of -26 or worse in a playoff game since the 96-97 season when they first started doing the plus minus stat to begin with. I mean, this was kind of new depths of Mikal. And I, as like a Knicks guy, as a Knicks, not as a Knicks guy, if I were a Knicks guy, I think I was holding out hope for Mikal to just show up in the postseason, kind of like he did last year, right? Because Mikal was pretty mid throughout the entire regular season. Then the postseason started, and he turned into an absolute dog in the Celtics series. Instead, what we're seeing is him not closing, like not even closing games here. Because as you can see, right, it was Deuce McBride. Mikal Bridges only played 21 minutes here, 0 for 3 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, 4 turnovers, 2 dimes and a board. You saw Miles McBride, Deucey Deuce, had a really solid game, man. He was part of the reason they were coming back, 0 5 for 10 from 3. All of his field goal makes are from behind the arc. Yeah, Jalen Brunson played 40 minutes. He had 26, 3, and 4. But again, man, it's like the counting stats of the rebounds and the assists aren't really cooking in the way that we see Brunson do, right? He's going to get his 25 to 30 points, but that was it. And then for the Knicks to lose this game and get this big OG Anunoby game, I thought OG for large stretches of the game was the best player out there. He had 29 and 9, also had 3 blocks and a steal. And then Karl Anthony Towns, for the second consecutive game, only took 12 shots. In game 2 in their loss, he went 8 for 12. In game 3 in their loss, he went 7 for 12. He had 21 points, 17 boards, and 4 dimes, 4 stocks. Like, I don't know if it's the inability, and I'm not trying to be like, old man, get off my lawn type energy here, where it's like, well, you got to feed him down low. You got to feed him down low. If this was 1999, Shaquille O'Neal would be bullying guys on the punt. I'm not saying that. But they have to be like Mike Brown, Jalen Brunson. You got to get deeper in your bag, man, because if he's hooping like this, you got to find creative ways to get him the ball, because 12 field goal attempts and 6 free throws is not enough when that is where the advantage lies in this series. You have a dinged up Onyeka Okongwu. They have no backup center, and he's only taking 12 field goal attempts. Like, what is going on? And I feel like I'm spending way too much time yelling about the Knicks here and not giving Atlanta some love. So let's fly down to Magic City here. And the aforementioned Onyeka Okongwu played 37 minutes last night. He had 9 and 7, 3 stocks. It's so funny because I feel like all 9 of Onyeka's points were massive. He hit a big 3. He had 2 putback dunks that were like thunder dunks, and that was basically it. Jalen Johnson, we finally got the JJ game, and he still didn't shoot the ball well. It's not like there's a discomfort, I feel like, in watching some of Jalen Johnson this postseason where like he's just not comfortable dribbling, it seems like. And credit the Knicks defense, like they're kind of swarming him a little bit, but it's a lot of tough shots. But I did think he played really well in this one, was a little bit more active. 24 points, 10 boards, 8 dimes. He had 3 stocks. CJ just continues to hoop, man. A great, like, creates his own little separation there down the stretch, little step back bucket to give him a 1-point lead. CJ finished with 23, 5, and 4 turnovers. He also had 4 stocks. The Atlanta Hawks are up 2-1 without arguably their second best, if not best scorer, getting loose yet. Nickeil Alexander-Walker 0 for 3 with games that are good. He's got 14 points in this one, 3 boards and 2 dimes. And then I thought Dyson Daniels was awesome. And they didn't close with Dyson Daniels. They actually closed with Mr. Cumbuckets, Jonathan Kuminga. But I thought Dyson had a great game. He was very active on the glass. A couple of tough offensive boards. He like ripped one away from Mitch Robb. Thought he brought like real good perimeter defense. Offensively, kind of all over the place. But anyways, he finished with 8 points, 13 boards, and 6 dimes, 3 steals and a block, a couple of gross turnovers. And then Kuminga, off the bench, man. Steve Kerr sitting back, contemplating his future while JK goes to his new home and is playing real playoff rotation minutes. He had 21 points in 28 minutes, an efficient 9 for 14 from the field. And now Atlanta, and Gabe Vincent also hit a big 3. Mo Gay hit a big 3. But now Atlanta finds themselves up 2-1 heading into game 4, where they're still at home, and they have to feel good, because I feel like they have not played a complete game yet, and they still find themselves up 2-1, and the Knicks are a little bit in shambles here, and shouldn't, you lose game 2 and you don't overreact. You're like, whatever, it was kind of whatever, that happens. You drop a game, right? I feel like Mike Brown, I feel like the Knicks made 0 adjustments going into that game. Zero. I didn't see like anything look different. And because it wasn't like, oh, this was a chess match where Quinn Snyder made the right moves. I don't think so. I don't think that like the Knicks just kind of were like, we feel good. Let's run this out again. And I hate to like continue to harp on it. 12 field goal attempts from Cat is nuts. It's just nuts. And again, I think they were trying to set up some pick and roll. I thought the Knicks did a really good job. I mean, the Hawks did a really good job switching off. Dyson Daniels was like following around Cat at sometimes. He was following around. Man, the allergies are killing me right now. Following Cat around for a little bit. Following Mitch Rob around for a little bit. I thought they defended the ball really, really well. But this is a tough spot now for the Knicks, who, like, I know it's a 4-5 matchup. Oh, I'm sorry, a 3-6 matchup. And like the Knicks were favored to win, obviously, but it's not like a massive underdog situation. But all of the pressure in the world is on the Knicks right now. And they really are. Like it's all on the Knicks. And I like you bring in Mike Brown after firing Tom Thibodeau. You have Jason Tatum out for most of the year. The Cavs underperforming a little bit. Like the Eastern, no Tyrese Halliburton, no Giannis basically dead. The Eastern Conference was wide open. There was no excuse for them. Forget like the title. You got to get out of the first round here. And if not, I think there's going to be massive, massive changes. And that Mikal Bridges trade is just staring you at the face in the face. And I know you can just be like, well, you don't know what these picks are going to turn into. And that is true. Like Josh Hart said, we traded him for teenagers. Who cares? Yes, except for the fact that now that limits any sort of flexibility you have moving forward. They're in trouble. We've got DJP in the chat saying, why didn't the Knicks go to OG or Cat in the final play? Still baffles me. Everyone knew you were going to go to Brunson. Yeah, and I mean, and credit Atlanta, who blew up that play a little bit, right? And OG Anunoby, again, I feel like I didn't even talk about him enough. This game wouldn't even have been that close, but OG hit some insane three-pointers. There was one incredible defensive sequence here where Atlanta, I forget who was it, that Brunson they stopped at. They stopped somebody at the rim. It looked like it was going to be a turnover. The ball finds its way to OG in the corner. He hits a three, hit another step-back grenade three with like the shot clock winding down. He was great. He was great. Power Duster said the Knicks are vibes are kind of like when things started going south, they unravel pretty quickly as a team. Yeah, it just feels like are they a little bit of front runners? We got some front running Knicks. Is that what we're saying? But you say that, but again, they're this like fourth quarter team where if the game is close, like Brunson is just nails typically, and that's what made this win so impressive. We got A1 Andy said ISO Mini Brunson will work in the finals. Pause. Yeah, I mean, like I saw a lot of the Becky Hammond quotes coming back up yesterday on my timeline of how you can't win with a little guy, which, I want to stand up for my short kings, but you got to stand up a little bit taller, I think. This is just a great win for Atlanta, man. Again, all of the pressure on the Knicks, like, you would, if you're Atlanta, obviously you feel comfortable, you feel in control, you should be able to win this series, but there's no pressure on Atlanta, right? If the Knicks ripped off 3 more W's, what an incredible sign moving forward, right? You can figure out what you want to do with Jonathan Kuminga in the offseason. CJ's there, but he's probably going to get cheaper. And then you can build around Jalen Johnson. You have the Pelicans first round pick, right? Like the future is in front of them. The best games are ahead. Where the Knicks, it's like now or never, because next year's only going to get harder. We don't know what kind of free agency he's going to bring, but you're going to have Tyrese Halliburton, you're going to have Ivica Zubac, Spicy P. Pascal Siakam, and then possibly a top 4 pick in this draft. The Pacers come back. We don't know what the Bucks are going to do with Taylor Jenkins. We don't know where Giannis is going to go. You have a full season of the Celtics healthy. The Magic, maybe they figure this shit out, but it's only going to get tougher from here. This is their time now. Shout out Goonies. It's our time. It's our time now, right? That's the Bing Bong Boys. And if they don't get it done now, curtains. And I wonder if Tom Thibodeau is like sipping on a beer, just yelling, just like grumbling, can't believe, like, this is what we did. We fought. And I'm not saying Tibbs is the right answer, but I just keep going back to like the firing of Tibbs and then having no path forward with the direction they were going to go. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is pretty bad, bleak here for the Bing Bong. Between the Knicks and the Mets, I don't know how much orange and blue I'm going to see out in the streets tonight as I'm getting ready to root for Boston. But I don't know. big game. Game 4, I think, is Saturday night. I feel like I almost sounded like Trump there. You got a big game on Saturday. Big game on Saturday. Which Goonie are you, Mike? Maybe Mouth, probably Mouth. But I expect we see you got to have a more aggressive Karl Anthony Towns. Not even that that's not even fair because I thought he was aggressive. He was awesome on the glass. And I feel like I'm going crazy. Like it is so clear. It is so clear that is where the advantage lies. Get Onyeka in some foul trouble, man. If they don't have Onyeka, all of a sudden they have to go small with like Kuminga and JJ, or it's a lot of Muhammad Gay. And Mo Gay's like fun for 8 to 10 minutes at a time, but that can't be your main guy. I just don't understand. 12 shot attempts is nuts. Back-to-back games. After we saw game 2 and everybody's like, only 12 field goal attempts, it's got to be more. All right, Powder said saw Goonies for the first time like 6 months ago. It's all right. Well, yes, I actually don't know if it's geared towards middle-aged men. But yeah, shout out Josh Brolin in the Goonies. Yeah, the Atlanta crowd was hype. I feel like as a Celtics fan, I almost think I'd rather play the Knicks, which is kind of crazy. Maybe that's not true. That's recency bias. But the vibes in ATL are great. NBA is better when Atlanta's good. How about that? The NBA is better when Atlanta's good. Casuals will say it's when the Knicks are good. No. Anyways, good win for them. Anything else on ATL and Bing Bong? Anything else? Let's get okay, half the team would be injured if Tibbs was still in charge. I mean, maybe. Would they be down 2-1 though? Would they be down 2-1? All right, let's get to Borland's team. Minnesota. Holy moly. 113-96, but let me tell you, it was not this close. Denver played them like pretty even in the second half, but man, an 11-point first quarter from the Denver Nuggets. And honestly, it looked like they were only going to get 6. And I think, a couple of things to credit here. One, no Aaron Gordon, obviously. And I mentioned this in the Discord, I think, that with no Aaron Gordon, it was going to make life a lot easier on both the offensive and the defensive end for Minnesota. And you saw them take advantage of it. And yet again, we got to give credit to the Frenchman, and it's not Wembanyama. It's Rudy Gobert. Rudy had 10 and 12 with 3 blocks. But the Minnesota defense here, of not helping on Jokic, which is something that's interesting because during the regular season, they did throw a lot of help at Jokic for the first time. They typically don't do that, but this season was the first year that they've made that adjustment. And then they get to the postseason, and then they started to just go back to the one-on-one defense, and it's kind of thrown Denver into a tizzy here. And I think Jaden McDaniels picking up Jamal Murray full court has been pretty impressive. I think that has really made it hard on Jamal. But the story here is the Nuggets allowing Jokic to just chuck threes and Jokic not hitting them. Let's get to I wanted to get to KOC remark that I saw. Nikola Jokic is now 5 for 24 from 3 in the series. Huge issue for Denver. Jokic shot 32% from 3 ever since returning from the injury in January. Prior to the injury was 44%. It's hurt. He went on to say it's hurting the Nuggets offense since the Timberwolves can sag off Jokic to clog the paint, and Jokic isn't making up for it since Rudy is also locking him down anytime he's inside. And that is the story, because I think in times past, Jokic has been able to get his down low even with the Rudy defense. Like if you look at the historical numbers, Jokic could still, it was tough. They weren't easy points, but Jokic was still putting up numbers against Rudy down low. And so what's happening now, because he's not able to get the offense down low, he almost feels more pressure because of the sagging off that's happening, that he needs to shoot these 3-pointers, which typically are decent shots for Jokic, but Minnesota will happily live with those even if he's making them. But because of that and the clogging of the paint, Jokic, the assist numbers are way down too. The assist numbers are way down too. It was pretty good stuff here from the Minnesota defense. But Jaden McDaniels, I mentioned him, right? No Aaron Gordon, no rim protection. He was able to attack. He had a big thunder dunk in the third quarter when it seemed like Denver was trying to claw back in, get to 15 to 14 to 12, whatever. McDaniels with a thunder dunk. He finished with 20 points and 10 boards in this one, 3 dimes and 2 stocks. Anthony Edwards left this game was a little bit dinged up. They only had to play him 24 minutes. I do think that's something to monitor moving forward. I think it was like early in the third quarter. I forget the play that happened, but he exits the game, kicks a chair on his way to the locker room, and then comes back for like 1 5-minute rotation or so. But with the game in hand, there was no real reason to continue to leave him out there. So he only played 24 minutes, but that is something to pay attention to. Julius Randle, 15 and 6. And then listen, we've gone too long in the show without mentioning Ayo Dosunmu, who was really the backbreaker for this team. So with Ant only playing 24 minutes, you got 32 from Ayo, and look at that, 32 minutes that is. 10 for 15 from the field, 25 points, 9 dimes, 3 boards. I thought the pace in which Ayo was playing, both leaking out on rebounds, on defensive rebounds, he was leaking out. And then just when he got the ball, he pushed. And again, Denver's not being able to get set. They don't have like rim protection or good transition defense without Aaron Gordon and Peyton Watson. They were able to just get to the rim pretty easily. I think what was so impressive here is Minnesota shot 26% from the from 3-point land, only hit 9 threes, but it did not matter. This was like old school. They just got into the paint and beat them up. And if this calf injury from Aaron Gordon is going to be something that shout out Cranberries lingers, then this is, I think it's curtains. I think it's curtains. I think Minnesota probably takes it in 6 if that's the case. Maybe they go up 3-1, Denver holds home court advantage, and then Minnesota takes care of him in game 6. I saw Tony Jones of The Athletic tweet out something that, and I like both agree and disagree with it, but Tony Jones came out and said where is it? Shit. He quote tweets a lot of stuff, huh? Oh man, Tony Jones be tweeting. Wow, there's way too many tweets. I can't even see it. Okay, here it goes. Last year, the Nuggets in a 1-1 series with the Clippers went to LA and got blasted by the Clips in game 3. Absolutely dusted. Everyone wrote them off. Came back 2 days later and won game 4. They won in 7. But I think the biggest difference here, is if Aaron Gordon and or Peyton Watson are unable to go, that's a different team. That's a different team. They need Gordon or Watson. They need one of them. They need one of them out there. I think more Gordon than Watson. But really good win for Minnesota, man. Again, I thought Ayo was awesome. And I thought it was just like a nice change of pace guy. Naz still is like, I don't know, man. I don't love what I'm seeing from Naz Reid, but it doesn't matter. Minnesota takes home court 2-1. 2-1, baby. One other thing here. One more thing I wanted to yell about just for a second. And I'm not Chris Finch, hit or miss sometimes for me. We got to stop challenging things immediately. Losing your challenge in the first 5 minutes of the game is some of the dumbest shit. And I know it was the second foul on Anthony Edwards. You've got good momentum going. Just keep the challenge in your back pocket. Because then there were like 3 other calls, 2 in the second quarter, 1 in the third quarter, that were like really ticky-tack, that if they were reviewed would have gone the other way. But because you blew your load in the first 5 minutes, how many times do we have to do this? There should be a rule. You can't challenge in the first quarter. That's like essentially how you have to blow into a breathalyzer before it can unlock your car if you've had like 11 DUIs. We have to do that for coaches now. What are we doing? What are we doing? We need a breathalyzer for challenges. Ant-Man who cares? What do you mean Ant-Man was begging for the challenge though? You have a guy that stares at an iPad and then tells you if it's okay. Every player after every call goes like this. That's why it needs to turn into baseball. It's why it needs to turn into baseball. Let the player tap the head. You tap the head, go ahead, challenge it, and then it's done. I agree, Power Duster. Why are we doing they're way more important in quarters 3 and 4, specifically 4. What are we doing? Finchy, baby. Anyways. Good win for Minnesota. Good win for Borland. Shout out Aaron Borland. Big W for the Minnesota Timberwolves. That'll make for a very fun game over the weekend. I love this series. I was bummed it was a blowout. Just as somebody that has no dog in the fight, I was bummed it was a blowout. Just because I was like, I watched. This is what I did. This is my viewing experience last night for those at home that are interested, because my wife is traveling again this weekend. So last night I was like, we're going to mix in some basketball. So I watched the first half of Knicks Cavs. Then we consumed Taskmaster. Love Taskmaster. Watched Taskmaster. Then she went. And then she went and started packing, and I watched the second half. She had to go to bed early. Started watching Minnesota Denver, and I was so excited. I was like, "Let's kick back. Let's relax." And then it was cooked. This game was cooked. It was over immediately. Too bad the Wild are going to get bounced. I'm going to tell you, you want to know what I haven't done? Even fucking looked at box scores of hockey. I haven't. This is a basketball show. No, I'm just kidding. Maddie says first half out of bounds challenges are the worst. At least if you are trying to protect your best player from foul trouble, that is defensible. If you are right. Yeah, if you are right. I haven't watched a lick of Running Point. I watched one episode of season 1, I think. 1 or 2 episodes, maybe. Listen, I love Ike Barinholtz, love Kate Hudson, love Mindy Kaling. I just don't. I haven't. It's not for me. It's not for me. Maybe in the offseason. I'll get caught up on TV in the offseason. Okay, let's do Cleveland, Toronto. And I'm going to be honest. Listen, I'm apologizing to Canada, and I'm apologizing to Stubbs. The only thing I did was watch some Colin Murray Boyles. All I did was watch Colin Murray Boyles, and I love CMB. CMB should be starting. Darko, sack up and start him, all right? You don't need to worry about Jakob Poeltl power anymore. Start CMB. Toronto gets the win 126-104, and it's funny. Brandon Ingram is Toronto's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. We've yet to see Brandon Ingram show up outside of the first half of game 1. Just bizarre stuff. But this was Scotty Barnes night, man. 35 minutes, 33 points on 17 field goal attempts, going 11 for 17, 3 for 5 from 3, 8 for 10 from the field from the free throw line. No Emmanuel Quickly, no matter, because you got Point Barnes out there. 11 dimes and only 1 turnover. Jacoby Walter this time got the start over Jamal Shed. He played 26 minutes and was 2 rebounds away from a Tony Snell. Poeltl, honestly, Poeltl was a little bit better in this game. He played 18 minutes, had 18 and 8 and 6. And then you had RJ Barrett too. I mean, we've gone too long without mentioning RJ Barrett. RJ was awesome in this one. Look at this. 6 for 8 from 3, 12 for 19 for the field, 33, 5 and 5. Let's go. But I want to talk about Colin Murray Boyles. In 28 minutes, 11 for 15 from the field. He had 22 points, 8 boards, 2 dimes, a steal, and a block. You want 5 offensive boards, by the way. The other thing I want to shout out is because I was sweating this because I had a lot of him on the Dog app, took his points, rebounds, and assists over, all that stuff, which they hit. But what I was sweating, they kept crediting him with a steal and then taking it away. Was wild. I think Jamal Shed off the bench ended up with 5 steals. 2 of those went to CMB and they took them away. It was crazy. Power Duster said if the Raps didn't have their season high in turnovers and got anything from Ingram, they'd be up 2-1. I agree. And I think that, like, listen, this could be just like, the death rattle, right? You're just getting a couple of breaths of air before calling it quits. It could be that. But I think this makes for a pretty interesting game 4 here with Toronto. I think the path forward is there where, like, Scotty needs to be aggressive, man. Scotty needs to believe that he is, because at times he is, the best player on the floor. I think they need more of that. And I do like where the minutes are trending here, where you see Poeltl only played 18. Sandro only played 11. In 28 minutes, Colin Murray Boyles was a plus 21. I just don't think not that he's this massive offensive guy, but I don't think Cleveland has the matchups for him. They really don't, because if you have Scotty out there and you also have CMB, Mobley's going to have to pick his poison where he's going to go. And then that's asking a lot of, like, a Dean Wade or even a Jared Allen to stay with the athleticism and versatility of a Colin Murray Boyles. So free CMB, Darko. Let's not mess around anymore. Let's make this a series and start the guy. Looking at the Cleveland side of stuff, let's look at him. It's a really tough Spider game. 33 minutes. He was 7 for 16 from the field. He had 15 and 5. Hashtag hard on 18 and 4 and 4. Look at these turnovers. 8 turnovers from him. 3 from Mitchell. Mobes, 15, 7 and 6. Had a couple of stocks and 2 turnovers himself. Jared Allen only played 26 minutes, 12 and 4 in this one. And then not too much from the bench outside of Max Strus, who, this is like, if you believe in Cleveland going deep in this postseason, I think looking at these Max Strus numbers are pretty fun. Like, he's been, I think games 1 and 3 have, like, really, really shot the ball well from behind the arc. And that's such, like, an added weapon, especially a guy with some postseason experience. But I don't know. This is going to be the first time the buttholes get clenched here in Cleveland, and it makes for a fun game 4 because if Toronto is able to all of a sudden, similarly to what Atlanta's doing to New York, right? I know it's a 4-5 matchup, but nobody except for apparently Regulator in the chat and Drake picked Toronto to win this series, right? And if this all of a sudden turns into a 3-game series, right? If they go back to Cleveland 2-2, guess what montages are going to start appearing on social media, on ESPN, and in my dreams? It's going to be playoff James Harden, right? You're going to start seeing some of those. We haven't had the game. I mean, I guess maybe it's this one with 8 turnovers where Harden just disappears. So I don't know. The Powder said the pace in game 1 was the slowest of the rap season, which they can't win. Yeah. So I game 4, I think we've got a lot of fun game 4s. You got the Knicks backs against the wall down 2-1. You've got Denver on the road down 2-1, just like the Knicks. That's a scary situation, especially if Aaron Gordon and Peyton Watson aren't able to go. And then you've got Toronto. Being able to like maybe throw some Timmy Hortons down their throat. Take this back to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2-2. I don't know. Of those 3 series, of the 3 teams down, look at us. This is fun. Let's do a fucking poll. Okay, here we go. Ready? Let's do new poll. Of the 3 teams down 2-1, who has the best chance of winning? Of the 3 teams we talked about last night, right? So you have the Knicks, we've got the Raptors, and then let's add the Nuggets. So you can put options. So you're going to put 1, 2, or 3 into the chat. Oh, look at that. Look at that beautiful poll. It's a beautiful poll. Let's see. 2 days off. Toronto nightlife is undefeated. Yeah. Get those Canadian women out there, baby. Let's slow Cleveland down. Okay. So we just put a poll in the chat here of the 3 teams down 2-1. Who has the best chance of winning? 1 for Knicks, 2 for Toronto, 3 for Nuggets. Put it into the chit chat. And yes, Boston base, I'm still freezing a little bit, which is really frustrating. You don't see the poll? Open your eyes, brother. Open your eyes. Wow, I froze for a while here. That's tough. I really do need to figure out what that's from. It's making it hard to do shorts, like Instagram reels because I keep freezing. Looks like the chat's pretty split on this, though. Hold on. Let's screen just in case I'm freezing a bunch again. Okay, there we go. What's the chat looking like? All right, so 30% say the Knicks, 40. Oh, no, it just swung again. Raptors and Nuggets are tied here. People are just, no one's believing in the net. Well, not no one. Man, we might have to have a runoff election because nobody's getting 50% of the vote. How about that for your politics? Wow, Power Duster didn't even vote the Raptors. I don't think multiple votes. I think you have 1 vote per person, Boston base. This isn't Russia. Okay. Should we look at tonight's games? We've got 3 more game 3s tonight, and we got some interesting stuff. Happening. I'll leave the poll up for a little bit. So let's start with the Celtics. Troel Embiid is doubtful for tonight. Now, I'll tell you something here, is that the 76ers lead the league in having guys start the day doubtful and then all of a sudden playing basketball. I don't think Joel Embiid is going to play tonight. But he is doubtful. We should keep that in mind. The Celtics are favored by 7.5 going into game 3. They're on the road. It's a 1-1 series. I got to think, Powder says no way he plays. I think he probably plays on Sunday, but I do think there is a chance he goes. I would say there's a 10% chance he plays tonight. I think if they thought Embiid was playing, though, I think this line would be Celtics 5.5. 7.5 feels like he's out, right? I do think this is what the adjustments that I'm interested in seeing here from Boston is, do they defend VJ Edgecombe any differently after putting up 30 and 10, or do they just say, good on you, kid, good game? Maxey, both of those, the backcourt was just electric in game 2. I don't know if Boston has the personnel to really stifle. If they're both going, it feels like it's impossible to stop them. But the real adjustment that we need to see here is Jason Tatum needs to slide down to the 5. I don't know what they're waiting for. What is that? The script? Who's saying that? What are you waiting? No, Adam Lambert. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Let's do some small ball 5. All right. The Vooch experience is done. If you're a box score bro and you saw, wow, in 17 minutes, he had 9 points and 5 boards, not too bad. Yeah, it was too bad. It's bad defensively. This is where they have an advantage, man, because if Nick Nurse wants to look at Drum Dog corner shooting 3 millionaire Andre Drummond and say, hey, man, they're going to go small. You're going to be our 5. Go for it. Because on defense, that's going to be a nightmare as Tatum's going to be flying around. Absolutely not. Can't work. Dembona has been a 0 for Philly so far. And then that's going to force them to maybe do Dominic Barlow. I don't know. You got to put Tatum at the 5 here in those backup big minutes. Maybe you run out Luka Garza a little bit. I'm done with the Vooch. Give me small ball 5 Tatum. And then the other thing we need to see here is Derek White allowed to hit 3-point shots? Shooting like 23% from 3 in his last 2 games, or this postseason so far in these 2 games. We've already detailed this, but this is his worst 3-point shooting season since he's arrived in Boston. It's rough. It's rough stuff. And I know the Boston casuals are going to be like, stop shooting the 3 ball. Just attack the rim. Boston still attacks the rim. Listen, they're going to shoot 3. That's in their DNA. And you want it. When they're hitting, it's good. Regulators calling the Derek White game right now. All right. I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous. It's in your head. In your head. Yeah, Derek White. Look at us. We're just doing cranberries, man. We might as well be Ocean Spray with all these cranberry references. Let's do a mental health check here. I feel like I'm spiraling. We can't go down this road. We can't talk about how you need to have had sex in order to have responsibility. I just think it changes you, I think it changes you. Power Duster said the Celtics lost to the Sixers without Embiid at home is the biggest surprise for me. Would be the biggest surprise for me so far. Yeah, I mean, I kind of think, don't worry, Errol. We're going to go. We're going to get into it. Don't you worry, Errol. Yeah, I think because they lost game 2, Boston comes out and beats the piss out of them. That would be my guess. I feel like they put up 38 points here in the first quarter and then run with it. Boston Base just being a real dick in the chat. Yeah, that was a while ago, man. That was 5 years ago. I'm 41 now. I was 36 then. Okay. I was 36 then. Yeah, I'm going to take Boston tonight, though. Let's do Lakers and the Houston Rockets. Okay, the funniest line of the night. Houston has done nothing but play like the Orlando Magic in the regular season right now. It seems like they are quitting. And yet somehow they are favored by 8.5 tonight. Kevin Durant is questionable in this game. I don't, Ime Udoka after game 2 was like, maybe I need to use Reed Shepherd a little bit differently. Maybe you need to use Reed Shepherd at all. He played 11 minutes in game 2. If Kevin Durant were to miss, then yeah, I do think you can see a little bit more Reed. There was some interesting quotes from Jabari Smith Jr. after the game where he was basically like, he's Kevin Durant. He needs to make the right play, figure out how to beat the double team and shit like that. I don't know. I kind of think this, maybe this is overreaction theater here. I kind of think the Lakers just take game 3. Maybe they lose game 4 and then come back and win it in 5. I don't know, but this feels over. 8.5 feels like a crazy line. I don't know if Houston should be favored by 8.5 over anybody. When's the last time they've won a blowout? This line clearly is saying that Kevin Durant is going to play. So I would be surprised if he came back for game 2 and then didn't play in game 3. So I think Kevin Durant plays. How good is Kevin Durant going to be? How healthy is he going to be? That's another question. I think the Lakers have done a really good job defending him in that last game, right? KD played 41 minutes, 23.6 boards, 4 dimes, and 9 turnovers. I don't expect him to turn the ball over 9 times again. On the Lakers side of stuff, Austin Reeves. We got a questionable tag on Austin Reeves, right? Let's see what the report says. Reeves oblique is questionable for game 3. I will say Brett Siegel, who I never know who the hell we can trust in the interwebs. He is for clutch points, although I think clutch points did hire real people. So He had a quote on Austin Reeves. Here we go. So he had two tweets, right? The first one saying Austin Reeves has been upgraded to questionable for tomorrow's game 3 between the Lakers Rockets. The second tweet, though, says Reeves, who suffered a grade 2 left oblique strain on April 2nd, was originally expected to have 4 to 6 week recovery timeline. Exactly 3 weeks from the injury, Reeves is now on pace to return tomorrow night against the Rockets, barring no setbacks at shoot around. So it sounds like Austin Reeves is going. It sounds like we're going to get a report shoot around. What time is it? It's 9:40 a.m., but this game's in Houston. It's 8:40. What time is shoot around? Like in 2 or 3 hours? It feels like by 1 p.m. Eastern, we're going to get word whether Austin Reeves is going or not. I think if he's not ruled out after shoot around and remains questionable, I think he's going to go. The next question is, how many minutes is Austin Reeves going to play? Again, he's been out for 3 weeks. I don't know how much cardio in practice you can get up when you have an oblique. My guess would be it's not a lot. So if he's going to go, does this just eat into some of the guard minutes here? Is it maybe a little like is Kennard asked to do a little bit less? Like let's see who else got minutes for them. Bronny played 3 minutes. Okay, so it's not Bronny. How many minutes did LaRavia play? Just 15. Wow. Vando played 13. Maybe it's just a few less Kennard minutes. Kennard played 41. Smart played 35. Maybe he only plays like 18. I don't know. Power says when the team leading the series moves them to questionable, they're operating from a position of confidence and not just trying to play mind games. Yeah, I agree. I don't think this is a mind game thing. I think Reeves is a go. I'm with you. I think Reeves is a go tonight. It sounds like Luka, if he is going to come back, it's not going to be until round 2, which I thought would be a dream for them to make it, but it seems like, I don't know, it seems like they might be in round 2. It's crazy. And then the last game of the night, biggest question mark of them all, we've got San Antonio favored by oops, I got to scroll down. Oh, I just got a little dizzy there. What was that? Spurs are favored by 2.5. Let me ask you this. What do you think if Wemby was in, what is the line? If Wemby they're on the road, it's a 1-1 series. If Wembanyama was ruled in, what are they favored by? 5.5? And if he was out, it's probably 1.5. I don't think Wemby goes, man. I can't believe he's questionable, right? That was like a legit concuss. That wasn't like one where it's like, oh, he got knocked. Let's get into the blue tent, 1, 2, how many fingers, like all that stuff, right? That's not what happened. He basically was like, get me out of here. I am really, really surprised he was listed as questionable. It does sound like the fact that he traveled with the team. It seems like he's cleared all parts of the protocol. And that I don't know. I would say like 75-25. He does not play tonight, but I do think there's a chance he plays Sunday. Okay, so Power said you think this questionable is fake. Fake in the sense that this is gamesmanship? Like you think Wemby's definitely not going and they're trying to pretend? Or do you think it's fake like he's 100% going? If there is no Wemby, obviously that's a little bit more for Castle and Fox. But much like Aaron Gordon being out, instead of focusing on the Denver guys that get a boost, I'm focusing on the Portland guys that get a boost. I know they can still play really good defense with Castle and like Luke Cornett is a solid replacement here down low. But Denny, Drew Holiday, we just saw Scoot Henderson go for 30. I feel like all of those guys are going to be able to really attack the rack and get to their spots. If Wemby doesn't go, Portland money line kind of sounds fun, right? Dude, what if you just did this tonight? What if you did this tonight, okay? Listen, let me do the not financial advice. Let me do this. None of this is financial advice. Do what you love what you do. Something like that, right? Okay, ready? Here we go. Portland money line. This is a parlay. We're doing all 3 of them. This is a Carmelo Anthony 3-piece. Okay, Portland Trailblazers, money parlay. Just money line parlay. Portland Trailblazers to win. Los Angeles Lakers to win. Boston Celtics minus 12.5 adjusted line. Are we rich or are we rich? That feels like a fun one. Because I do think if Wemby gets ruled out, does that line move to Portland minus 1.5? I don't know. All right, you guys want to do some ranks here on the underdog? Just a couple of things. A reminder. I think today is, let's see, am I freezing up some more? Am I doing okay? No, it looks like clearly I'm still freezing. If we are, as long as my computer doesn't blow up, we should be back today around 4 p.m. Eastern. I think maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4. I'll let you know. I think 4. And then we'll do some baseball for a little bit, and then we'll pivot to some basketball. We can talk some So Rare. We're going to do that on the Elite Fantasy Sports. I might even crack a beer. It might be a happy hour. We might have a brouhaha. But that'll be on Friday. If anything weird happens tonight or tomorrow, we might do a weekend show. I know I teased that last weekend. We might do a weekend show. We might flirt with it. We might flirt with a weekend show. I don't know. It depends. I'm bored. All right, let's go into Underdog. Let's build some ranks. I've done a handful of drafts here already this morning. Let's change the background of shit though. Let's make it look Underdog pretty. Let's make it look pretty. Oh, so pretty. Okay, so let's build some ranks. I had an okay last night. Shout out TST who took down the layup line, 1,000 United States dollars, which if my math is correct, that's like $1 billion Canada dollars. Okay, so my biggest stand this morning is Stan Loves. My biggest stand is Jason Tatum 101. I'm taking Tatum over Tatum over LeBron James. I am. I'm taking Tatum over LeBron. I'm going Tatum, then LeBron, which means I'm not going to get a lot of LeBron. I'm going to have a lot of Tatum. I am tempted to do this here. Ready? Go JB, Şengün, Denny, and then Maxey. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to probably go like this. I'm going to be a little bit light Maxey today, though. I'll move it around. I'm going to be a little bit light Maxey. I think the Celtics will defend a little bit better, more like what we saw in game 1 than game 2. I do think you could make a case for Denny all the way up at 3 for I don't know, move this shit around. But for right now, this is how we're going to do it. Then I'm going Amen Thompson. I'm going Stephen Castle next, and then I'm going to go KD and then Wemby. I'm going to have Wemby down at 10. I got a bunch of Wemby this morning. I really don't think he's playing. I'd much rather push up Castle, and then after that, I'm going to push up Fox. We're going to go VJ, Drew, Paul George. Now, that gets us to 14. These are 4-person drafts. We need to get to 24. Listen, even without Wemby only really played some of the first half, right? Without Wemby, Klingon still only played 23 minutes in that game. It's crazy. Now, he was way more effective in this one. 9 points, 10 boards, 2 dimes, 2 blocks, and a steal. I don't know. I'm tempted to just fade him, but I don't even know what to do. I'm going Klingon, Smart, White, Kennard here. I was going Scoot over Jabari this morning just because, again, I was playing him out. But I think I'll just go Jabari, Scoot, right? That gets us to 18 guys. Oh, no. What happened there? I didn't click any of those. Let's go Klingon. And then what I was going to say, White, Smart. Let's do Smart, White, Kennard, Jabari, Scoot. I'm going to be a little bit lighter Kennard. You can even do this too. Actually, let's do Jabari. And then I'm going to just go Reeves and Embiid. Right there, back to back. I know Embiid's probably not going to play, but again, we get that free swap. You got to do it. Now the audio's going out. Are we back? What's going on with the audio? Sorry about that. Okay. All right. Anyways, is it back now? Again, people just like to tell me when it's broken and then don't tell me when it's okay, but it's back. All right. That gets us to 22. Listen, if you really think Ayton's fine, if you really think Ime Udoka or Kevin Durant, he's going to use Reed different, or if Kevin Durant's going to miss, he's fine. Peyton Pritchard is fine. I like going back to the Demias Cadwell as well. Time Lord's been playing just around 24 minutes. I think that's fine. Tyree Eason's fine. So that gets us to 28. Let's jump in a draft. We're going to use our friends. Actually, let's do this. Let's sync it. We're going to use our solver friends here. Shout out solver. Promo code NBA Bit. As you can see, we have 56% Jason Tatum so far. Yikes. Audio is fine. See, Boston base is just so dick. All right. What else? What are you guys doing this weekend, huh? Anybody got any fun weekend plans? Anybody getting after it? You want to know the fight I'm fighting this morning? Bacon, egg, and cheese or the gym? Bacon, egg, and cheese or the gym? I think I'm going to get to the gym. I'm going to get to the gym because I'm meeting a friend for a drink later. And I feel like the gym will make me feel better about getting the drink. Although my friend's not really a basketball fan, and I think I need to get him in on that because I want to be watching the Celtics tonight. You know what though? If I go to the gym, Glars, if I go to the gym, then I won't get a bacon, egg, and cheese because what I'll end up doing is getting a salad. I don't know why. Oh, the 101. We're at the 101. I missed it. Let's get Jason Tatum. Santa Doom. There we go. It's been kind of crazy in these drafts seeing Wembanyama falls, but like, because if Victor Wembanyama plays in the third round is kind of crazy, but he's not going to go. There's just no way. There's no way. Like, we got to really re-examine concussion protocols if he can play today. But maybe he does. Let's see. So far, LeBron 2, Maxey 3, 4 goes JB, 5 Şengün. Let's see. All right, we got Tatum. Amen Thompson falls to us. So Wemby goes 7. So we'll take Amen Thompson there, and then we'll take Castle with him. It looks like we have this combo quite a bit. So you can see here, right? So this every time I start JT Amen, Stephon Castle, these are the combos I typically have. 50% of the time, Marcus Smart's involved. 83% Derek White. Then we have some PG and some Klint Kong. So we'll see where this goes. If there were one player to understand the real risks, it would be Wemby. I agree. That's why I'm still so, like, I can't believe he's questionable. I thought for sure he would have been ruled out yesterday. This feels like, again, I'm tending to agree with you, Power Duster, that this is like the most performative Q tag. Like, no Q tag is doing more work than Victor Wembanyama right now. Looks like I'm going to try to force Jabari Smith Jr. into this one. I think I don't have any Jabari. I'm assuming Fox, VJ, and Paul George are all off the board. So maybe we force in Jabari here. Wow, this guy's name is Stash Ride. Wow, Stash Ride, huh? Goes Fox, goes PG. Man, Derek White's been so bad. That's tough. But I think I might do it. Let's go Derek White in honor of Regulator, and then let's throw Jabari in this one. Let's get something different. So now we can do whatever we want in the last round because this is going to be a unique combo. It's going to be a unique combo here. Combo. All right. And then again, yeah, like I think I'm just going to try to force in these Q tag and D tags here, Reeves and Embiid. And then when Embiid gets ruled out, we'll have we'll have more information. All of a sudden Luke Cornett might be a good play. What did Luke end up doing in that game? How many minutes did old Lucas play? He played 27 minutes. I mean, like that's like a free, that's a free swap, man. Although I guess most of the Wemby people will go to Cornett. I don't know. I tell you what, maybe we get ahead of it right now. I don't know how often he's getting drafted. And if we really don't think Wemby's playing, we should be taking Cornett, right? He's going to play 30 minutes. Yeah, let's do some Luke Cornett. Let's do it. Unless Embiid's there. If Embiid's there, no, let's fuck it. Let's just take Cornett. Who cares? Let's live a little. So the 6th round so far was Scoot, Kennard, Reeves. There goes Embiid. Luke Cornett. We're back. All right, dudes. Let's call it there. We should be back later this afternoon, again, upon any sort of technological difficulties, but we should be back on the Elite Fantasy Sports channel. Otherwise, we'll see you Monday or maybe this weekend. Who knows? Who knows what the weekend's going to bring, Who knows what the weekend's going to be? Hope I'm not freezing anymore. All right, we out.